I actually have no idea.
If you said, well, we're not gonna buy Sonic 4, but we're gonna buy Mario, then that would make a little more sense. But you're actually buying Sonic 1, and that is from Sega, so.
And of course, I actually heard that from Darkness and some other people, you're gonna try and convince Sega to do this by just giving them more money. I even said, how's that going to work? And even before they actually announced the title was going to be Sonic 4, back when it was still Project Needle Mouse, they confirmed HD graphics. I knew it was not going to be 16-bit. But to be honest, I actually was kind of expecting graphics from Sonic 2 HD, but well, at least it's close enough.
Sure. And besides, the thing that actually makes me the angriest, there's this guy, I don't think a lot of people know him, who actually said that Sonic 4 was gonna be a failure, but not because of the design, but because it has no,
originality?
No, I don't really know how to describe it because it's really stupid, but it just, they say that it has, let me just put it this way, it has no voice acting.
How's that? What? Voice acting in Sonic 4? No. It's going to be a downloadable title. I actually heard they want to keep the file size as low as possible to make it downloadable. And besides, people have complained about the voice acting for so long, maybe it's decided to keep the characters mute.
That's what I say, but he insists, and actually a lot of people do think this way, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This guy 2 years ago was complaining about Jason Griffith being in Sonic and Black Knight. So my guess is, the fuck is wrong with you? Because, really?
Yeah, I actually, speaking of Jason Griffith, you actually say that Spax actually did complain about Jason Griffith a lot, and I think I remember in one of your videos, you actually said that Spax was your friend. You basically told Spax that Jason was getting better, and Spax just got all butthurt. Well, I think the other day I actually saw one of his. I think I saw one of his videos on his website. I think it was his Sonic Unleashed review, and this was also confirmed by another fan. Spax actually said that he actually was surprised that Griffith actually got a whole lot better compared to Sonic 06, where Griffith was just like, "Yo, Shadow, looks like we need to work together." That line where Sonic says, "Okay, Shadow, looks like we need to work together." It makes me cringe every time I listen to it because, the voice acting sucked, but I actually cared more about the gameplay. But enough said about that.
Actually, talking about that, with this new game, Sonic Colors, which is for you out there who really don't know about that, Sonic Colors is a new upcoming Sonic game, which is going to introduce the color power. And
it actually looks pretty cool. The wisps stuff.
It does, but I don't really. I haven't seen much footage about that. I do think it's gonna be pretty cool. I am planning to buy it. But what I think about this about that game, that most people is gonna bother about that. They're gonna bother to. No, they're not bother. They're gonna complain.
They're gonna whine about the voice actors again.
Voice acting. And you wanna know why? Because Jason Griffith was fired. Jason Griffith was fired.
Well, I didn't really care for Jason Griffith, to be honest. I actually didn't want to be part of that stupid voice actor debate. But I actually heard that some people actually wanted Jason gone. They wanted Ryan Drummond back, and they're complaining because Drummond didn't come back. I was like, well, of course he's not going to come back.
Well, that's what I said like 2 years ago, and now I'm happy because I'm right. Ryan Drummond
also
ain't come back because, well, Sega doesn't want him, and it doesn't matter how much you guys want him, he ain't come back. I'm not saying I don't want him back, because literally he actually was one of the best Sonic voice actors, and I actually really like how he sounded, but I don't really. I mean, there's nothing to do, because.
To be honest, I actually heard from some fans that Drummond kind of sounded a little too happy and energetic and stuff.
But that's how Sega wanted Sonic to sound. It's over with the cool, badass voice that had Jaleel White, which is why he's my favorite voice actor, because he gave that. What?
I actually said, yeah, same here. I said, well, Jaleel White, even though you explained it already on your video, basically Jaleel White, he basically did what, sorry for this opinion, what Drummond and Griffith could not do. Basically, he made Sonic sound energetic and happy and all, and badass and all this stuff. But even when when Sonic was serious, like, he wasn't all energetic and happy. Like for one, I think in one scene in the first episode of season 2, when a character was lost, he actually knew how Sonic sounded a little disappointed and sad. He actually didn't sound energetic and happy, but the performance was just really, really good.
That's right, because Jaleel White is a great actor, and I personally like him. I like him best. But besides that, now the new Sonic voice is Roger Craig Smith. Now, for what I've heard from the gameplay footage, well, I have no opinion, because
we need to hear more.
Yeah, because it's not enough.
That's what I said. That's what I said on my video. There's not enough, and I need to hear more. Actually, give an actual opinion. And I even said on my video for fans not to complain about it. Unfortunately, there's this video. I'm not really sure if I want to send it to you. There's this person who actually ranted about the new Sonic voice actors and actually likes Jason Griffith and considered him the best voice actor ever, and even said that over and over almost.
Well, I am gonna say that. Well, they choose a wrong. I mean, I don't think this is the right time to. This was the right time to fire Jason Griffith, because he was actually getting pretty good, and I mean, if you were gonna fire him, do it like they should have done it like 3-4 years ago, where he actually sucked, and he.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that I always cared about the gameplay, but I really hated Jason Griffith. Why? Well, because let's face it, in 2006, 2007, 2005, and part of 2008, he just sucked. Let's just face that. But yeah. I am gonna say that Jason Griffith improved and made Sonic sound good, with emotion, with a lot of emotion, energetic voice, all that stuff. And I mean, when the new Jason Griffith appeared, I never missed Ryan Drummond, and that's what I'm actually angry, because if Roger Craig Smith needs to improve with the time, that's gonna make me that's gonna make me really angry, because hey, you have an actor who was already improving. Now Roger Craig Smith, if he needs to improve, then what the hell? We're back at the same at the same spot we were 3, 4, or 2 years ago.
Well, to be very honest, I actually just don't want the fanboys basically starting yet another war and actually making three-way comparisons like, oh gosh, not this again. But let's say Roger Craig Smith actually does basically make Sonic sound really, really cool, like energetic and stuff, and all, like surpassing our expectations, which I'm really hoping that he does. Well, then I'd be happy. I mean, I remember the Alton Towers clips like they were confirmed it was him, and all of a sudden people were basically like, "Oh no, he's gonna suck." And then all of a sudden they were confirmed later that they were edited, and all of a sudden they were shown the actual clips that were unedited, and all of a sudden, he actually he sounds pretty good as Sonic. He actually makes Sonic sound like a really cool teenager.
Yeah, so I guess we should just wait and see and hear. So
but voice acting's not gonna break a game. I mean,
no, of course not.
I mean, I think I remember, if you actually look back at Adventure, maybe the reason why some voice acting was not as good was maybe because voice acting in video games at the time was kind of new, and maybe the voice actors were not really that experienced at that point. I don't know.
So,
or maybe it's because they just didn't have the time to make the performances better, save for the late Dean Bristow, who actually did sound pretty good. But moving on to so what do you think of Sonic Colors? Does it look pretty good, or
look, as I said before, it's Sonic. Basically, it's Sonic Unleashed with the
daytime stages?
That's right. They did a little
power-ups.
No, yeah, power-ups. They modified it a little, but for what I've seen, I think that those modifications are just to change the gameplay a little. What I do like about it is that, well, for a Wii game, it looks like a 360 one. The graphics are great. I really enjoy how they improved the graphics. They made the Sonic jump a lot more, a lot cooler, and the Sonic boost, it looks a lot better than it was in the Wii version. Because quite frankly, the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed was oh my god, it was so unfinished. They rushed it to death.
Well, what I really hope
I'm not saying that it's a bad game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just think that it's a great game actually, but I'm just saying that it's a little rushed.
Yeah, well, what I saw in the game footage is that the speed boost in Colors, it looks like you really don't use it as much as Unleashed, because in Unleashed you just simply hold down. Well, in the 360 version, you just hold down a button and just watch him run, or just jump, or quick step and stuff. Basically, you can actually fill the boost meter really easily, very quickly, and basically with the speed boost meter not really completely full, and with new changes to the level design, and from the footage I've seen, there's actually some more platforming, which I'm pleased to hear. Basically, it might actually look pretty good. You don't actually have to use the speed boost that often, finally. Now, I'm not saying that the speed boost is a bad thing.
No.
To be honest.
No, it's...
I mean, maybe...
Yes,
Maybe they actually got the speed boost idea from SatAM, but they probably are just too... they just don't want to admit it. I'm just guessing, or assuming.
Probably, but... quite honestly, the speed boost is a good thing, but I think it was overused in Sonic Unleashed. Cause let's face it, the IGN review, I hate that one, but it was right on one thing. It's Sonic Unleashed. If you play it for the first time, it's a lot of trial and error. Cause face it, I'm actually saying it too. People watching this, let's face it, the first time you're playing Sonic Unleashed, Sonic daytime stages, you're just gonna die.